Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Brickazoid's Den. Today is another Amphibia day. Today is Saturday, and the episode, or season 3, episode 8 of Amphibia, just came out. I just finished watching it, and it was good. I mean, it was more simple. It was more simple episodes than some of the other ones from this season, especially like last week and things like that. But there were a lot of fun stuff that happened in these episodes, and I definitely wouldn't consider these episodes as like being bad or anything. They're just like a little bit more simple. I mean, they introduced a new character who will be my guess is a very important part to this season, as well as I'm just looking through my notes here to make sure I didn't miss anything. Other than that, I guess nothing too crazy happened in this episode. But there were a lot of fun, like, background stuff that I noticed. I mean, I think everybody noticed. It was pretty clear. But there was a lot of that, and I thought I would take a look at that as well. But anyways, we'll get into the episode discussion. Alright, so, starting off with segment A of episode 8 here, we have Hollywood Hop Pop. And before we actually even get into the actual episode, I was watching the intro, and there's like a kind of an intro change, I think, because they showed off, instead of Marcy in the like, whatever, the healing tube, capsule, whatever, it's Marcy as the core, which is pretty cool to see that, with Andreas having his flaming sword, and then behind him is Marcy as the core, which is pretty cool. So I thought I would mention that intro change. Anyways, we start off with Ann and the Planters on like a Hollywood tour bus, and Hop Pop is talking about his acting career, because of course Hollywood is where all the actors are. Hop Pop runs around the streets looking at Hollywood, and then stumbles into an audition, meets Humphrey Westwood, a senior actor, and Humphrey Westwood wants Hop Pop to go ahead of him, because they both still have kind of like the same dream. And when Hop Pop does his audition, he says, "Say what?" and it blows blows everybody away. Hop Pop is hired for whatever this is, thinking it's a play, so that there's not a lot of attention that is going to kind of go to him, but you'll see later. Meanwhile, Anne, Polly, and Sprig are shopping, and they see Humphrey Westwood, thinking it's Hop Pop, and then Hop Pop comes out of the building and apologizes to Humphrey for taking his role, basically, because Humphrey let him go ahead of him, and now Hop Pop has the role. Everybody has to go home, so he feels bad. But Humphrey Westwood is fine about it. I actually thought that this Humphrey Westwood character would be the villain of this episode, but no, he didn't. He was just a really nice guy. Like, he was jealous of Hop Pop for taking his role. Anyways, Hop Pop ended up filming a commercial, not a play, and the commercial is all over TV, and now Anne worries if Mr. X is going to see it. And then we cut to Mr. X watching I think it was Judge Julie, which is pretty cool. Obviously, a Amphibia version of Judge Judy. And Mr. X sees Hop Pop's commercial, and Hop Pop is becoming way more famous. He has billboards, merchandise. He gets like his catchphrase is merchandised, and it's like there's shirts, mugs, hats, things like that. And then while they're out on the street looking at everything, Hop Pop gets an audition call from some very popular guy in Amphibia, director or something. I forget his name. Either way, he's like, a very big director, so this is a pretty big call. And then Mr. X sees Hop Pop in the street. Hop Pop runs away to go to the audition while Mr. X follows behind him. Mr. X uses his grappling hook to enter like the filming park. And then Hop Pop stops in front of a mirror and sees Mr. X behind him, so now he's a little bit more worried. And Polly and Sprig hijack a golf cart to chase after Mr. X and Hop Pop. And then we have a very long golf cart chase, which is pretty cool. The 3 golf carts are like driving through a bunch of different movie sets and things like that, which is very cool to see. Hop Pop reaches the water tower where the audition is held, and then he bumps into Humphrey Westwood, his day job. I guess I misspelled. I must have just been watching the episode and typing really fast. Anyways, his day job is a janitor at the movie set park. And Hop Pop gives up his chance and gives it to Westwood to take his spot and go to the audition instead of him. So Humphrey Westwood is caught by Mr. X, and once again, Mr. X is wrong. They realize that's not Hop Pop, and then Mr. X goes home defeated, wanting ice cream. And then Ann and the Planters also drive home, and that's basically how the episode ends. I mean, it wasn't a crazy episode, but it was fun. There was some fun stuff in it. We had Mr. X return, which is cool. Very cool villain. But this next one is a little bit more story focused, like a little bit more, what's the word? Story heavy. I don't know. That's not really a good way to describe it. But anyways. Alright, so the next episode here, segment B, is If You Give a Frog a Cookie. And I thought this was going to be kind of like a very, even more simple than the original, the previous episode here. But no, this one is a little bit more story heavy. It was like, it was deceiving, like, knock knock knocking on Hootie's door was. That was kind of like a deceiving episode. I thought that was going to be kind of like a Hootie silly episode from the Owl House, but no, it actually has some stuff in it. So basically, we start off with Anne baking cookies, and we learn that the planters are homesick, so they use like a hose to make the ground all muddy, and they just kind of laid down in there, but it didn't really work well. When Anne comes to confront the planters about what they're doing and that it's not working, the planters reveal that they've been making a mini version of Wartwood in their backyard because they're really homesick. And Anne gets a call from Dr. Jan. Dr. Jan got a lead. She says that she may have a ticket back to Wartwood, but she doesn't completely trust this doctor yet, so she wants Anne to wait. But the planters get too excited, and Anne ends up being guilt-tripped into going. So Anne and the planters travel to this like science kids center place. I don't know what it was really, or how to describe it specifically. But Anne and the planters are still worried about the government, so they kind of have to keep a low profile. When they knock on the door, a assistant named Terry comes in and says that the doctor is only available for appointment, but the planters are sad, guilt-trip Anne into making up a lie so that they can get in and meet this doctor. The doctor explains that when Anne, Marcy, and Sasha opened the Calamity Box, a wave of energy like kind of blasted through the city, and it powers up the doctor's portal. While she was at her lab, it powered up a portal, and yeah, basically there was. I didn't know about this wave of energy, so I wonder if this is going to come more into play eventually. And I wonder if Anne might be able to power up the portal herself with her Calamity abilities. That would be really interesting to see. So anyways, the doctor explains how nobody has believed her because her images are way too blurry. And I saw something very clear. One of the images is the Owl House, which was super cool to see. I was like really excited. There hasn't been any information on Owl House Season 2B, so seeing something Owl House related was pretty cool to see, especially in Amphibia. That's really cool. Anyways, the planters think one of the images may be Amphibia, and they want to use the portal to at least see Amphibia again. They don't have to go to it, but at least see it again, because they're very homesick. So the doctor powers the portal up, and it causes another power wave blast. It's not Amphibia. And the wave blasts like the planters' disguises off, and revealing that they're frog people, and then the doctor captures the planters, because now her researcher, she can actually prove that everything that she's done is real, and everything that she has done exists. So Anne and Terry join together and chase after the doctor. Terry and Anne are attacked by young children wanting snacks, which was kind of like a setup from the previous parts of the episode, which I actually didn't think was terribly important, but now it is, of course. So Anne needs to break into the dissection room because the doctor is trying to dissect the planters, and Terry gives Anne her key card to break into the dissection room and save the planters. And then the doctor chases Anne, Terry, and the planters with a saw blade. Anne throws a bag of cookies at the doctor, and the kids who want snacks attack the doctor for the cookies. Terry, Anne, and the planters escape, and Terry explains that she is going to build a portal back to Amphibia, or at least help making one. So yeah, there was a little bit of story aspect into that episode, which was really cool. But yeah, that was pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to kind of talk about Amphibia Season 3, Episode 8. So glad I didn't miss this one. You know, I didn't have like a week in between or anything like that. But next week is the final episode of November. I believe this is where the season cuts off. I think I've heard that. I don't quote me on that or anything, but yeah, that would be episode 9, which I believe is a Christmas special, so I don't think anything crazy is going to happen in that episode. Maybe I'm going to be deceived again. Maybe I'm going to be wrong again, because obviously If You Give a Frog a Cookie is definitely a pretty story-influenced episode, so. But, yeah, so I don't know if this next episode is going to be too crazy, but I think it'll be a nice Christmas special. It's going to be one 22-minute episode. There's not going to be segments in this next episode. But yeah, like I said, that'll probably be the final. That will be the final episode in November, and I believe is the final episode of season A here, or season 3A. And they'll probably move into season 3B at another time. I don't know if they're going to continue in December or not. I don't know. But anyways, if you enjoyed that video, do the common YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.